What if everything you've been searching for, the breakthrough, the abundance, the love, the success, has been waiting inside you all along, and you just need 60 seconds to unlock it? Florence Scovel Shinn, one of the most powerful voices in metaphysical wisdom, discovered something that most people spend their entire lives overlooking. She understood that the power to shift your reality, to elevate your vibration, and to magnetize miracles into your life isn't locked away in some ancient text or reserved for those who meditate for hours every day. It's accessible to you right now, in this very moment, and it takes less time than brewing your morning coffee. Think about your life for a moment. How many times have you looked around at your circumstances and felt stuck? How often have you scrolled through inspiration, read countless books, listened to endless advice, waiting for that one magical solution that will finally change everything? Has this ever happened to you? That feeling of searching everywhere outside yourself, when the truth is, the key to your transformation has been living inside you all along, just waiting for you to remember how to use it. But before we begin, please hit the like button and let me know where in the world you're watching from today. It's always fascinating seeing who's joining us from around the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of our future videos. Now here's what Florence Scovel Shinn knew that most people never grasp. The world you see around you isn't creating your experience. It's reflecting it. Every relationship, every opportunity, every obstacle, every moment of struggle or triumph is nothing more than a mirror showing you the frequency you've been broadcasting from within. This is the profound truth that changes everything. When you understand that your external reality is simply matching your internal state, you realize you've been holding the power all along. You're not a victim of circumstances. You're the creator of them. Stay with me until the end of this video, because what you're about to discover is a specific 60-second practice that Florence Scovel Shinn taught, one that has the power to instantly shift your vibration from lack to abundance, from fear to certainty, from seeking to possessing. This isn't about forcing yourself to think positive thoughts or pretending everything is fine when it's not. This is about accessing the fundamental frequency of your being, the place where creation itself happens, and learning to command reality from that space. Most people live their entire lives trying to change things on the outside. They push, they struggle, they manipulate circumstances, they exhaust themselves fighting against what is. But the real transformation happens when you stop fighting the mirror and start changing what's standing in front of it. What you're about to learn in the next few minutes is how to do exactly that, and it begins with understanding something most people never consider. Your vibration is your command to the universe, and in just 60 seconds, you can completely reprogram that signal. The practice Florence Scovel Shinn discovered is disarmingly simple, which is precisely why most people overlook it. We've been conditioned to believe that transformation requires complicated rituals, hours of meditation, or years of spiritual study. But the truth hidden behind every major shift in consciousness is this: real power lives in simplicity. What she identified takes exactly 60 seconds, yet it has the capacity to instantly recalibrate your entire energetic frequency and send a completely different signal into the universe. This isn't about repeating affirmations you don't believe or trying to convince yourself of something that feels impossible. This is about returning to the origin point, to the fundamental truth of who you are beneath all the layers of conditioning, fear, self-doubt, and the stories you've been telling yourself about what's possible. The practice centers around two words that most people use casually every single day without realizing they're speaking the language of creation itself. Those two words are, I am. Now, before you dismiss this as something you've heard before, stay with me, because what Florence Scovel Shinn understood about these words goes far deeper than what most spiritual teachers ever reveal. I am isn't just a phrase. It's not something you say to make yourself feel better or to manifest what you want. These words are the actual frequency of creation, the vibrational signature of existence becoming aware of itself. When you speak, I am, with true presence, with genuine awareness of what you're invoking, you're not asking the universe for permission to be something or have something. You're declaring your nature. You're commanding reality from the place where reality is born. Here's the hidden truth that changes everything about how this works. Most people use I am, followed by their limitations. I am struggling. I am broke. I am alone. I am not good enough. Every single time you complete that sentence, you're not just describing your situation. You're actively creating more of it. You're sending that frequency out into the field of infinite possibilities. And the universe, which operates like a perfect matching system, has no choice but to reflect back circumstances that confirm what you've claimed. This is why your journey hasn't changed, even though you've been trying so hard to fix things on the outside. The decisions you make, the opportunities you see or don't see, the people who show up in your life, all of it is responding to the vibration you're broadcasting through the words you speak after I am. If you feel like this channel is speaking directly to what you're going through right now, hit that subscribe button. I'm here consistently creating content that challenges the way you see yourself and the world around you, and I don't want you to miss what's coming next. But when you understand what Florence Scovel Shinn was really teaching, you realize that these two words give you access to something most people never touch in their entire lifetime. The power to rewrite your identity, to step out of the story of who you've been and into the reality of who you're choosing to become. The impact of this shift happens behind the scenes of your conscious awareness. Your nervous system begins to relax. Your body stops fighting against itself. The internal resistance that's been blocking your transformation starts to dissolve because you're no longer trying to become something you're not. You're remembering what you've always been underneath everything else. Now, I want to go even deeper into how this 60-second practice actually works and what happens in your consciousness when you apply it correctly. Because there's a specific way to use these words that transforms them from empty phrases into genuine acts of creation. Write in the comments, I am ready, if this is starting to make sense to you. The first step in this 60-second practice is something that goes against everything your mind has been trained to do. You have to stop. Just completely stop. Stop trying to fix everything. Stop analyzing what's wrong. Stop planning your next move. Stop fighting against what is. Most people wake up every morning and immediately their mind starts racing, trying to control every aspect of their reality, attempting to manipulate circumstances, pushing against situations that aren't unfolding the way they want. The exhaustion you feel isn't coming from your circumstances. It's coming from the constant internal battle you're waging against reality itself. The hidden truth here is that while your mind is desperately trying to fix the chaos around you, the world is doing nothing except reflecting the chaos of your racing mind. Back to you. It's a perfect mirror showing you the turbulence you're carrying inside. So the first instruction Florence Scovel Shinn gives you is radical in its simplicity. Close your eyes right now if you can. Take a deep breath and just listen to the rhythm of your own breathing. That sound, that gentle rise and fall happening in your chest right now, is the same creative force that set galaxies spinning and causes seeds to break through concrete. You're not separate from the power that orchestrates everything. You are its living expression. Every breath you take is a reminder that you exist, that you matter, that you're connected to something infinitely larger than the small story your thinking mind has been telling you about who you are and what's possible. This isn't about passivity or giving up on your dreams. It's about understanding that true transformation doesn't come from resistance. It comes from presence. When you stop fighting the current of life and start flowing. With it, everything shifts. The decisions that seemed impossible become clear. The path forward reveals itself. Opportunities that were invisible when you were caught in the struggle suddenly appear right in front of you. This happens because you've changed your frequency from resistance to receptivity, from force to flow. Now, as you sit in this stillness with your eyes closed and your attention turned inward, you begin to discover something most people never find in their entire lifetime. There's a center inside you, a silent space that exists beneath all the noise of your thoughts, beneath all the stories about your past, beneath all the worries about your future. This center was not born when your body was born, and it will not die when your body dies. This is where your true I am lives. It's not your physical form, which changes every single day as cells die and new ones are created. It's not your memories, which fade and shift over time. It's not even the story you've been telling yourself about who you are based on your history, your mistakes, your achievements, or your failures. What you discover in this silent center is the witness, the awareness that observes everything else. When you gently repeat, I am, from this place, something extraordinary happens behind the scenes of your consciousness. You're not trying to become something or convince yourself of anything. You're waking up from a dream you didn't even know you were having. The dream that you're limited, that you're powerless, that you're at the mercy of external circumstances. This single shift changes your entire vibration immediately, because you've stopped identifying with the surface level of existence and remembered your connection to the source of all creation. Your racing mind, which has been running your life like a tyrant, suddenly quiets down and bows before the presence of your authentic self. The impact of this moment cannot be overstated. Your heart rate slows. The tension you've been carrying in your body begins to release. The anxiety about the future and the regret about the past start to dissolve, because you've stepped into the only moment where real power exists, which is right now. And from this place of presence, you're ready to understand how the universe actually responds to your energy, which is where everything you've been seeking finally begins to materialize. Type I am present in the comments if you're feeling this shift happening inside you right now. What Florence Scovel Shinn discovered about consciousness goes deeper than most spiritual teachings ever reveal. When you speak those words, I am, from that silent center we just explored, something profound is happening that completely transforms your relationship with existence itself. You're not declaring yourself as some isolated individual separate from everything else. You're actually recognizing your fundamental unity with the whole of creation. Think about this for a moment, right? Now, as you're breathing, where exactly does your body end and the air around you begin? There's no real border, no actual line of separation. The oxygen that was outside you a second ago is now flowing through your bloodstream, feeding every cell in your body. The carbon dioxide you're releasing becomes part of the atmosphere that feeds the trees, which produce the oxygen you'll breathe in your next breath. You're not an island of consciousness floating alone in an indifferent universe. You are both the wave and the ocean at the same time, inseparable from the field of energy that creates everything. This revelation changes the entire foundation of how you approach your transformation. The separation you've been feeling, the loneliness, the sense that you're disconnected from the source of life itself, has always been an illusion created by your thinking mind. When you drop into the presence of I am, that illusion dissolves completely. You realize you've never been alone, not for a single moment. The same intelligence that's orchestrating the movement of planets and the changing of seasons is flowing through you right now, breathing you, living as you. Every decision you make from this awareness carries a completely different energy than decisions made from the belief that you're separate and struggling against the world. Now we enter the second phase of this 60-second practice, and this is where the invisible realm begins taking shape in ways that will fundamentally alter your physical reality. Florence Scovel Shinn understood something that most people completely miss about how manifestation actually works. Imagination isn't some frivolous fantasy or escape from the real world. Imagination is the actual portal through which all physical reality is born. Every single thing you see around you right now, every building, every piece of technology, every work of art, every innovation that changed the world, existed first as an image in someone's mind before it manifested in the material dimension. Your life operates on exactly the same principle, But most people never harness this creative power because they don't understand the mechanics of how it truly functions. Here's what you do in the remaining seconds of this practice. Close your eyes and allow a scene to emerge naturally in your awareness. Don't try to force it or manufacture it from your thinking mind. Just let it reveal itself the way a dream appears when you're drifting into sleep. See yourself living exactly what you desire. But here's the crucial element that makes all the difference between imagination that changes nothing and imagination that commands reality. You cannot watch this scene from the outside like you're viewing a movie on a screen. You have to enter it completely, step into it, become it. If prosperity is what you're calling into your life, feel the actual weight of abundance in your hands right now. Feel the texture of financial freedom. Notice the quiet confidence that comes from knowing nothing is missing. If love is your desire, feel the warmth of connection, the security of being truly seen and valued. If healing is your journey, feel your body as whole, vibrant, radiating perfect health in this very moment. The key that unlocks everything is that you're not pretending or playing make-believe. You're genuinely experiencing the sensation of already possessing what you desire. This is the hidden mechanism behind every story of radical transformation you've ever heard. The people who manifest extraordinary realities aren't lucky. They've simply learned to feel the fulfillment before any physical evidence appears, and that feeling is what actually creates the evidence. Your imagination, when used with this level of complete immersion, sends a precise signal into the quantum field that begins reorganizing circumstances, people, and opportunities to match the frequency you're broadcasting. This isn't mysticism. This is how the creative process behind all manifestation actually operates, and understanding this changes everything about the decisions you make and the actions you take from this moment forward. Put "I see it now" in the comments if you're starting to grasp how powerful this really is. What happens in these precious seconds of practice is something most people never experience because they approach manifestation from completely the wrong angle. They're trying to get something they don't have, which means every fiber of their being is broadcasting the frequency of lack. But what Florence Scovel Shinn understood about the invisible laws governing creation is that the universe doesn't respond to your words, your wishes, or even your prayers in the way you've been taught. The universe responds exclusively to frequencies, to the vibrational signal you're emitting through your emotional state. And your frequency isn't determined by what you say you want. It's determined entirely by what you feel you already are. When you're in that imagined scene during the 60-second practice, something extraordinary must happen for this to work. You can't be observing yourself having what you desire from a distance. You have to merge completely with the experience until there's absolutely no difference between what you're feeling internally and what you would feel if it were physically happening right now. Your body doesn't know the difference between a vividly imagined experience and an actual physical event. Your nervous system responds to the clarity and intensity of your inner world exactly the same way it would respond to circumstances unfolding around you. When your heart truly accepts this, when every cell in your body believes the reality of what you're experiencing in imagination, the external world has no choice but to reorganize itself to match that internal certainty. This is where the real transformation happens. In this moment where you stop desiring and start assuming. Desire always implies separation, a gap between where you are and where you want to be. But assumption is living from the end result right now. It's making decisions and feeling emotions as if the desired reality is already your current reality. This shift elevates your vibration instantaneously because you're no longer in the position of asking or begging the universe for something. You're commanding reality from a place of absolute knowing. You've stepped into the consciousness of someone who already possesses what they seek, and that shift in identity changes everything about the energy you're putting out into the world. Then, as these 60 seconds begin to complete, the practice shifts into something even more powerful. What emerges now isn't hope or desire or even intention. What rises from this place of having already experienced your desire in imagination is pure gratitude. But this isn't the gratitude of someone hoping to receive a gift or trying to manipulate the universe into giving them what they want. This is the gratitude of someone who knows with unshakable certainty that they already possess what they've been seeking. Feel this gratitude beginning to expand from your chest, radiating outward like ripples on still water, touching everything in your awareness. In your mind, with complete conviction, say these exact words: "Thank you because it already is." This simple statement carries more creative power than any elaborate ritual or complex technique could ever generate. It's not just gratitude, it's a command sent directly into the fabric of reality itself. The universe doesn't respond to uncertainty, to tentative wishes, to half-hearted hopes. It responds to certainty. When you thank existence for something that hasn't yet appeared in physical form, you're operating from a level of consciousness that transcends linear time. You're acknowledging that in the realm where all possibilities exist simultaneously, in the quantum field where everything is already complete, what you desire is finished, done, yours. The physical manifestation is simply the slowest part of creation, catching up to the energetic reality you've already claimed. The impact of this moment reverberates through dimensions most people never access. You're not waiting for something to happen. You're recognizing what has already happened in the invisible realm, and this recognition is what pulls it through into the visible world. The decisions you make after this practice, the opportunities you notice, the people who suddenly appear in your life, all of it begins shifting because you've fundamentally changed the signal you're broadcasting. Your mindset has transformed from seeking to possessing, from hoping to knowing, and that transformation is what the universe responds to with mathematical precision. Write, "Thank you, it is done," in the comments if you're feeling this certainty building inside you. What Florence Scovel Shinn discovered about the mechanics of manifestation completely contradicts what most spiritual teachers tell you about raising your vibration. Everyone talks about getting excited, pumping yourself up, generating intense enthusiasm about your desires. But through her deep exploration of how consciousness actually shapes reality, she understood something far more powerful working behind the scenes. The highest vibration isn't excitement at all. The highest vibration is serenity. It's that calm, unshakable knowing that settles into your bones when you realize nothing needs to be forced, that the invisible realm has already begun its work, that the wheels of creation are turning whether you can see physical evidence yet or not. This serenity is the real sign that your practice has worked. It's the inner confirmation that your order has been received by the universe and is now being processed. When you feel this peace, this quiet certainty that everything is already handled, you've crossed a threshold that most people never reach because they're too busy anxiously checking for results, desperately looking for signs, trying to figure out how and when their desires will manifest. But that anxiety, that constant searching for proof, is actually broadcasting the frequency of doubt, which cancels out everything you just created in those 60 seconds of practice. Allow the energy you've been building to descend now. Let it move from your head down into your heart, from your heart into every cell of your body, from your body all the way down into the earth beneath you. Everything in you begins vibrating at the frequency of completion. Not striving, not reaching, not chasing after something you don't have. Completion. This means you're whole right now. Nothing is missing. Nothing needs to be added for you to be enough, to be worthy, to be deserving of everything you desire. This peaceful knowing is what actually magnetizes your desires toward you, not the desperate energy of wanting what you lack. Here's the transformation that happens after you complete this 60-second practice. When you finally open your eyes and return to your daily life, something fundamental has shifted that most people won't recognize immediately. The room looks the same. The sounds are familiar. Your circumstances appear unchanged. But the being observing all of this is no longer the same being that closed their eyes 60 seconds ago. You've undergone an identity shift in silence, and it's in silence, beneath all the noise of everyday existence, that the universe begins reorganizing reality to match your new frequency. You don't need to frantically search for signs or beg for validation that your desires are manifesting. You've become the sign itself. Your presence, your energy, your state of being is now broadcasting a completely different signal into the field of infinite possibilities. This is where everything changes about how you move through the world. You stop operating from the mindset of a beggar, hoping for scraps, and step fully into the consciousness of a creator who commands reality through their very existence. Walk through your life now with the awareness that you lack absolutely nothing. Make every decision from this place of wholeness. When you encounter situations that used to trigger anxiety or desperation, notice how different your response becomes when you're rooted in completion rather than need. Don't beg for attention from people who can't see your value. Don't plead for opportunities as if you're at the mercy of random chance. Don't chase love from a place of emptiness, trying to fill a void inside yourself. Instead, order reality in silence through the frequency you're holding. This is the revelation that changes everything about your journey. The true command doesn't shout, doesn't beg, doesn't negotiate with circumstances, or try to convince the universe to give you what you want. It simply affirms what is already true in the invisible realm and then watches with calm certainty as the physical world bows to match that inner reality. Life doesn't give you what you ask for with desperate words or anxious prayers. Life gives you what you are at the deepest level of your being. When you transform your internal state, when you shift your fundamental identity from someone seeking something they don't have to someone who already possesses everything they desire, the entire external world rearranges itself with absolute precision to reflect that transformation back to you. The impact of this practice isn't just about manifesting specific desires. It's about reclaiming your position as the conscious creator of your reality, understanding that every moment you're either commanding your life through your presence or giving your power away through your resistance. Leave "I am the creator" in the comments if this understanding is landing deeply in your consciousness right now. If you've stayed with me through this entire journey, I want you to know that's not a coincidence. There's something in you that's ready for this shift, ready to step into the version of yourself that operates from certainty rather than hope, from completion rather than lack. And that's exactly why I create this content, to have these conversations with people who are genuinely seeking transformation, not just looking for temporary motivation that fades by tomorrow. If this resonates with you, if you feel like what we're exploring here is speaking directly to something you've been searching for, do me a favor and hit that subscribe button. I'm here consistently sharing insights that actually move the needle in your consciousness, revealing the hidden mechanics of how reality responds to your inner state. This isn't just another channel filling your feed with content. This is a space where we go deeper into understanding the power you've always had but maybe never knew how to access. And if you made it all the way to this moment, leave a comment right now that says, "This message was meant for me." I read every single one, and it helps me understand who's truly absorbing this material, who's ready to go even deeper into these concepts that can fundamentally change how you experience your life. Your engagement tells me you're not just watching passively, you're actively participating in your own transformation. The like button might seem like a small thing, but it genuinely helps this content reach other people who need to hear it, people who are searching for exactly what you just discovered. If this video shifted something in you, even slightly, just tap that like. It takes a second, but it keeps this conversation growing and reaching the people it's meant to serve. Now, there's a video right here that takes what we've explored today even further. It's the natural next step on this path, diving deeper into how you can maintain this elevated frequency and command reality from a place of unwavering certainty. Click and continue with me over there, because the transformation we started today is just beginning.